high power battery, and all we're full of energy. We are the robots. We are the robots. We are the robots. We are the robots. We are hyperly automatic, and we are anti-mechanic. We are the robots.
Hey, what are you doing in here? It's a little early, isn't it? Alright, well, since I got you in here, and I know you're pressed for time, we're going to go into today's show. Today we're talking about the Pinbot series of pinball games. 3 games built by Williams from between 1986 and 1995. The first machine was Pinbot, built in 1986. The second was built in 91, called Bride of Pinbot, and the third, which you see up here, is Jackbot. And we're going to go over these 3 games now, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy all the nooks and crannies of these historical pieces of Americana. This is a Pinbot, designed by Barry Orsler in 1986. You can see right here, pretty much what we've got going is we've got the Pinbot, and perhaps the not-so-distant future, mankind has built this electro-Pinbot machine. I'm not sure really for what purpose. I'm not sure if he's been designed to play pinball on a planetary scale. Crazy flipper fingers, as the Who said. But you've got the Pinbot, who clearly is at the mercy of his creators, his masters, and his masters are flesh and blood. They're men. You can see there's actually 5 guys right up top here, clearly operating the Pinbot. I don't know why else they'd be up there. The 3 of them are up there. If you look down on the bottom left and right, we'll start with the left here, you've got 4 guys over here in some kind of a control module space pod, and off to the right you got another 4 guys. One of them's not really working too hard. I think he's kind of waving at mom, but at least 7 out of the 8 guys here are definitely keyed into this process. So you've basically got a large pinball playing robot which is controlled by man and doesn't really have his own will, and that's how he is in this game. He doesn't really have much of his own personality. He's at the will of his masters, his cruel human masters. And I think as the series progresses, these Pinbots are going to start to rebel a little bit. I'm sure some of you have not failed to notice that there is some sort of a fembot on this machine. Up here on the right, a sexually ambiguous fembot. I think she's a she. She's got some lips, and she's definitely a little curvier than the Pinbot. She's got some kind of a loaf of bread affixed to the chest here. I think that as technology is progressing, they're a little worried about letting it go too far, and they don't want to really embody these Pinbots with the personality that all beings really want. And as the Pinbot series progresses, I think we're going to see them claim that a little bit. Basically in this game, it starts out with a classic skill shot. The ball comes up this spiral ramp, and if you plunge it too hard, it's going to go through this top hole. If you plunge it too light, it's going to go through this bottom one, and you're not going to get any points. You've got to get it in this middle hole, which takes a great deal of skill to consistently nail that shot. Basically the object of the game is to open up this visor, which you do by hitting these targets here with the ball.
Your control.
To lock the balls inside the visor, starting a 2-ball multi-ball.
Now I see you.
You're going to shoot this ball up this left ramp, which will give you the solar eclipse value, the jackpot. You know I love drop targets. You knock these down with the ball, and if you can do them fast enough, well, before the timer runs out, you'll advance the planets over here, which if you get all the way to Jupiter or Mars, whatever it's set at, you will win a free game. Now, one of the things that I really like about this series of games, the System 11 series of games made in the 80s by Williams, is they have great light shows. These games are second to none. Even modern games, even the great Williams games of the 90s, they're second to none when it comes to light shows. because they have tons and tons of flashers. This game also has a very cool bar on top with flashers in it, and it's got flashers everywhere you look. Crazy Legs has his own comments on the Pinbot phenomenon and ideas of how we could maybe flesh out the show a little bit if we have a little time and money. What do you have in mind?
Well, Pinbot was really the first pinball slut as far as I was concerned. When I was going to hump a pinball machine, if you couldn't find the Hugh Hefner Playboy, then the Pinbot made a suitable, morally casual girl, so to speak.
Well, naturally.
Nice light up, and definitely humpable. My God, the bar is falling apart. Pinbot, cheap date, and you can always score. I'm with Pinbot.
Well, you put a nickel in a slot, you hear some buzzing, kisses while they're hot, 5 cents a dozen, up to my house. I've got something you've never seen. Well, I got hip to the tip and built me a loving machine. Well, you pull your lever on the right, 2 arms jump out, wrap all around you and make...
Alright, now we're going to talk about the machine, Bride of Pinbot, part of the Scott collection in
North Salem,
a little north of New York City. This game was built in 1991 by Williams. It was another popular game, another hit. It was a sequel to Pinbot, which we just talked about. And it shows really a progression in the whole Pinbot series, you know, what I was talking about. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the artwork here. As you can see, this is, things took a turn for the sexy in this game. No longer do we have the desexualized machines of the last one. Remember, there was a female robot in Pinbot, but she was really stripped of any kind of sexuality. Her robosexuality was pretty neutral. In this game, you can see, well, let's face it, they tarted her up a bit.
Hey, sailing unit.
Stop tempting me!
They're building a bride for Pinbot, so he's not lonely in his interstellar Pinbot journeys. You can see they're working. They've got the legs going here. She's got nice robo high heels, some scaffolding. She's not even complete here, which works into the game, which we'll discuss. Here you see she's got a nice no step sign right over her heart. Everybody knows you don't want to step in that area. It's very sensitive. You know, she can see, look, she's looking pretty good. I mean, I know she's a robot, you know, and I'm not really into that kind of thing. One great addition, of course, is the kind of robo-tata areas with the no step sign that we talked about. Very nice. She's got a little robo belly button here. Get a nice shot of that. Yeah, she's got a nice robo belly button here, as you can see. And, you know, she's definitely hot to trot. She's got a drink over here.
Yeah, she does have a cocktail, doesn't she?
She's got a cocktail. Nobody knows what she needs this for. The Jackbot lights are actually part of her leg going up to her robo heel.
1 million at the ankle.
The million at the ankle, and again, as you score higher, well, you can see where that's leading. It's kind of a common theme in this game. She's got a kind of a jet in the side of her thigh. It's kind of an interesting place to put it, but you know, I'd hate to see the exhaust port on her. I don't really know what that is. But all in all, it's a very nice looking game, I gotta say. Let's take a look at the playfield here. It's got some similarities to the last game. It's got a classic skill shot over here, where you gotta drop the ball in the middle. Up here, you're gonna see Pinbot makes his only appearance in this game.
Kind of in the dark up there, but nevertheless, there's
his face. It's kind of in the dark. It's got a mini playfield, very similar to the Pinbot and the Jackbot games we're gonna talk about, where it can bounce around here. But there he is. He's kind of relegated to a background position. He makes a few appearances. This game really is all about the Bride of Pinbot. The key shot in this game is your right flipper shot. And you're supposed to shoot the ball up this ramp and right into her mouth. That's right, you're shooting the ball into her mouth. Draw your own conclusions. I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to tell you what to think. But that's basically what's going on. Now this game, Scott's going to tell you a little about the rules. This game is basically a one-shot game in that the key shot is you want to hit this ramp as much as you can. And really fantastic things happen. You got here this little shot in the corner, which is your mystery wheel shot. And then up here, what is this? That's your loop?
That's a loop for, I believe, love, right? And
The loop of love right
it's
here?
the loop of love, because if you look at the playfield, it says love right there.
Ah.
If you look at her heart, you'll see she has a jealous heart, an envious heart, and then finally a lonely heart.
And this progresses up.
Right, and then it leads you to the 1 billion point shot, which is one of the rarest features in pinball.
Scott brings up an interesting point. This has the 1 billion shot. Now I have to say the 1 billion shot is a source of a lot of debate among pinball enthusiasts. It's the biggest scoring shot in the game, or really in any game up to this point that have been made. However, it's kind of hard to get it. And Scott knows the rules better than I do, but I believe you need a random award to light it.
Exactly. What you need to do is transform her fully from a robot to a human female, and then hopefully spin the large wheel. I'll pan out here. You can see there's an inner wheel and then an outer wheel. You want to spin this outer wheel and hopefully you'll light the billion. Once it's lit, you need to accomplish the heart ramp shot, which is that center shot right there in the middle of the playfield. And you can see how tight that is, maybe just about the width of the ball.
It's not a big shot.
You know, and sometimes you get it lit and the timer runs out on you and you don't get to get the billion, and then you don't see it for another couple hundred games. But when it does get lit, it is quite exciting.
Well, the bone of contention for people is that you can be kicking someone's ass in a multiplayer game.
And he can get a billion lit.
And that has caused some consternation among people.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I don't really know the game well enough to take a stance on it as far as the rules go. But you know, I mean, that's you know, it will be debated, I'm sure, for years to come.
And from a design point, it is interesting.
Yeah, the basic point of this game here, you got this shot here, you want to make it as much as possible. So we send it up there, up to the mini playfield. Kind of a cool thing is you hear a little snippet of Pinbot music there. Now we do it again. This is where things get interesting. Very nice. As you can hear, she's we've activated her vocal. What do they call it? Her vocal synthesizer.
Yeah.
We've activated it. Pinbot spoke up there. He's not happy about it. Now the idea is no longer to shoot the ball in her mouth. You now want to shoot the ball in her eye. Don't try this at home. All right, we activated the optical link, and we're going to send it up there again. Very cool. We've got a partial optical link. All right, now this is where things. Is this where things get cool?
Pretty cool. We're gonna go to multi-ball right here. Now.
All right.
And now you can hear all the little sexy giggles and whatnot.
So now we're in a 2-ball multi-ball, just like Pinbot. Game's got a 2-ball multi. And what's the point here, Scott?
Really what you want to do now is go back up that same ramp, like you said, the main shot. Go back up there and she will metamorphosize into a human female and she will begin to sing opera.
Alright, that I can't believe.
Yeah.
You're telling me that's going to go down?
That's exactly what's going to happen. And this is great. This is a great feature as well. The machine will go completely dark. And you'll get the heartbeat. Let's get the upper screen.
From early in the morning until late at night, you're trying to tell me everything is alright.
Hi there. My God, she's alive.
Nice. She lives. And she's singing.
I told you she knew an opera song or two. Now you want to go back up the ramp and spin that big wheel. Now you get to spin the big wheel.
And this is how we get the billion shot.
Exactly. Maybe we'll get it. What did we get? 1 million. Big deal. That's a lot.
So you want to keep doing that, right?
Yeah, you want to hit it as many times as you can. Back up top. Back up top. Should spin the big wheel again. Let's see if we can get her to light a billion. It'd be great. Oh, double 1 million. I say send it up again. There it is. The billion shot is lit, ladies and gentlemen.
Where is that shot?
Right up the center heart ramp, sir.
So if we shoot this, we're getting 1 million points.
A billion points. You've got 10 seconds.
And she won't be lonely. We got 10. Oh,
7.
Are we gonna make it?
I hope
the
so.
glass is not on it, so yeah, we're gonna make it.
Billionaire Shot Club.
Very cool. So we just made 1 billion points. Are we gonna keep trying to do that? As long as the
It'll
multi-ball
spin again. You'll never see billion again, I don't think so.
You ever gotten it twice in one game?
No.
Never twice in one game.
Oh, you know what my favorite all-time game is, though?
What's that? Jackpot? I got one now.
Oh, you have a Jackbot?
I got a beautiful one down to space.
Oh, dude.
Dude?
I just said, dude, don't get that on film.
What do you like about Jackbot, Kevin?
I love Jackbot. I love the fact that when you hit all the drop targets down, that crazy digital display happens. And
Yeah?
it's a real emotional high.
You know, Nelson hates the music.
I don't know why Nielsen hates the music.
Oh man, it just sounds like bad supermarket music.
He says it sounds like bad, like, shopping mall music. So, you know.
He needs to relax.
You know how those artist types are. So tense. Alright, now we've come to 1995 and the third and final installment in the Pinbot Trilogy. This is Jackbot from 1995, designed again by Barry Orsler and the whole gang. Now, the Jackbot game, this is not only my favorite of the trilogy, this is also one of my all-time favorite games. I used to go out to Brooklyn to play it in tournaments, and I've always been really fond of this game. It's got fantastic software, and it's great to look at, and there's really nothing wrong with this game. If you take a look at the back glass, you'll see it's very, very reminiscent of the original Pinbot. You've got Pinbot here, kind of in the same position. Take a look up here and you'll notice a glaring difference. There's no humans inside of this Pinbot. That's right, Jackbot has shed free the shackles of his human oppressors, and he's gone gambling with his honey, the bride of Pinbot, who we met over the last game. This is really a fascinating development because the whole time I've been saying that these robots have been trying to break free. At this point, not only are they no longer slaves, not only have they clearly become a couple and gained some sexual freedom for themselves, they're actually gambling. They're indulging in a mindless human pastime. That's so how far removed they are from the original incarnation of the 1986 Pinbot. You can see they're here up in the Casino Galactica or whatever, taking some kind of space shuttle to get there. You can see, again, the Pinbot is holding his honey, who's actually the dealer in this game. They've got a kind of strange relationship. I'm not sure if it's a scam. But he's cradling her in, again, his flipper finger hands. He's got a hand in this hand of cards. He's paying out. The Pinbot's paying out. And she just looks happy as can be. I mean, who could resist a robot like this? I don't know if you remember from the first game, her robo loaf of bread. No longer. She's just again like the last game. She's fully developed. She's got a heart. She's got little antennas here that she can communicate with. You can see, what else have we got? She's dangling her little robo shoe off of her foot. I think that's just great. But anyway, you know, he's clearly this is where it ends up. Well, take a look at this playfield. You'll notice it looks really familiar, and that's because it's the exact same to a T. Well, it's 99% the same layout as the original Pinbot game. Take a look. You've got the same visor mech target. It's got the same skill shot, the same upper playfield, same ramp shot here, same ramp that lifts up, same end lanes, basically the exact same layout.
Oh, yeah.
What is completely different about this game is the rules. Pretty much every rule in this game is different, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. The old game had a decent rule set for an old 80s game, but there really wasn't much to it. And this game just has a fantastic rule set. And we'll show you how this works here. Basically, again, it's very similar to the first game, at least for the skill shot. Same skill shot, you shoot the ball, try and get it in the middle hole. Okay. Oh! Alright, and again, there's a few similarities. Like Pinbot, you want to try and open this visor down here. I'm going to do it on one shot by hitting the lit arrow. And like Pinbot, you're gonna lock the ball in there. Unlike Pinbot, you've got a lot more to do on the rest of the playfield. One of the coolest kind of shots, again, this shot was not really used too well in Pinbot. In this game it is. Shoot the ball into this game saucer here, and you can see a rotating number of games. You've got poker, slot machine, roll the dice, and Keno. I'm going to go ahead and start the Keno game. And one of the cool features of this game is once you start one of these games in the game saucer, you have the choice here to go double or nothing, which I always do in this game. Once you get the double or nothing started, it's your under the ramp shot. Again, this shot was not used too well in the original Pinbot. Here you've always got a great thing to go for. Whenever this is lifted up in Jackbot, you go for it because it's worth points. Ball's going to kick out, and I'm going to shoot a nice double or nothing shot. It's beautiful. It's a great shot, too. Very tight. You've got the slot machine game.
Nice animation.
Now, this ramp shot is kind of cool. Again, the old Pinbot didn't have a whole lot going up here. It would just kind of bounce around and fall through there and go back to the shooter. In Jackbot, if you shoot this ramp shot, if you can keep the ball bouncing around long enough here, you can get it to go to extra ball. So you try and bounce it around up there to keep that. I didn't pull it off, but I did get the ramp lifted up again. Going there for some more points. That's right. And I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to roll the dice here for my last of the games.
Let's play roll the dice.
I'm going to try to cheat by pressing this button. It's a long story. And now, the cool thing is, once you get... That's right. Once you get all four of these games, you light what they call the wizard mode. You see that big light blinking that says Casino Run. Now, Casino Run is a cool mode, and I'm going to take you through that right now. Since the stuff's getting us.
Casino Run!
Now, in Casino Run, you basically have a chance to get big awards. You get unlimited balls, so for 45 seconds you can't lose it. And you can win all these fabulous prizes. And you can also lose everything. What happens is, it goes through, look at that, we got a special, we got some points, and I can take it all, or I can risk it. You gotta risk it. You gotta risk it. This is Space Vegas, or whatever they call it. Now what I've got is I've got 40 seconds to hit any one of these holes. And if I do that, it's going to give me another batch of awards. Didn't get much that time. The fun thing about this is you risk losing everything.
Everything?
Everything. You can go back.
Like everything? Everything?
Everything. And so I'll keep going. Doing real well with the glass off. So you can really build up some big points in this movie.
What are we up to now? Oh, we got the bomb.
We're up to nothing because I got the bomb, and as every gambler knows, you go on a hot streak and you crap out. The game also, of course, has a multi-ball feature.
Multi-ball! Multi-ball!
Pretty much, you know, you get the two eyes, goes through a cool animation that everybody likes. And once you're in the multi-ball, unlike the other one where you're just trying to shoot the ramp to get one jackpot, the game moves you all over the place to get different jackpots. You can see anywhere it's lit here, you can get yourself a jackpot. Jackpot. You get two at once, you get the super jackpot. And if you see this number here, it's counting down. Basically the idea is to get all the jackpots. If you can get a total of 15 jackpots, it'll light this feature called Mega Visor, which gives you more things to bash at. So the game's got a lot of deep rules. Another thing I like about this game is, well, I'll go ahead and get out of the multi-ball here. Another thing I like about the game is you got some drop targets. Hit all three of these drop targets in a timed amount. and it's going to give you one of these cards. I think it's a royal flush. I don't really play too many cards, but whatever it is, get all three. Get yourself another card. I got one card left. Now I got one card left now, the two. And once you get all the cards, you get a full house. That's right, which lights the extra ball, and you can move that around with the flippers. And if you get the extra ball, you're rewarded by another tasty female fembot animation.
Do it, do it, do it. She's cute.
She is cute. So very cool. I really like the rules. There's a lot going on. It's got a very deep rule set. And it's got a lot of, I've had 3 of these, and I've probably had it for about a total of a year. I played it a lot when it was out on location at this bar, Daddy's in Brooklyn, which we're going to take you to soon. And it's just, it really always makes you want to come back and play it. It's really addictive. It's fun to try and gamble your points. It's a lot of fun for multiplayer games because you can you do double or nothings. You've got the casino runs, so you can get a lot of interesting things going in multiplayers. And it's just kind of a cool game. And I think it's a shame that it wasn't more popular, but I've got one, so I'm a happy guy. Well, I want to thank you for joining us for today's examination of the Pinbot series of pinball machines. I'm going to go ahead and rank these games right now. I'm going to go with Jackbot as my favorite. I love the art, I love the software, I really love the casino run. I think that's one of the best things in any modern pinball machine. The multi-ball is great. Number 2, I'm going to go with the original Pinbot. It's got that System 11 charm from the 80s. I really like the sound, the flashers are great. The same great layout that's in Jackbot over there. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Bride. It's a decent game. My major complaint with it is that it really is just a one-shot game, and you get kind of bored, or I do, just shooting that left ramp over and over and over again. And once you get the billion-point shot, the thrill is kind of gone. Great game, though. I really like the sound. I liked playing it when it was new. And the rotating face is pretty cool. But I'm definitely going to go with Jackbot as the best of the bunch. And it's a readily available game. And I highly advise you seek one out if you're looking for a little robo-space action these days. So thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time. And don't forget, keep on flipping.
Gave you my loving, you know what I mean. Feel so bad I built a loving machine. After my house, I'll show you what I mean. Well, I just got wise and built me a loving machine. Well, you put a nickel in a slot, you hear some buzzing, kisses while they're hot, 5 cents a dozen. Up to my house, I've got something you've never seen. Well, I got hip to the tip and built me a loving machine. Well, you pull your lever on the right, 2 arms jump out, wrap all around you and make you scream and shout. Up to my house, I've got something you've never seen. I've just built me a brand new loving machine. Drop a nickel in. Slot, things light up. Out comes your loving in a Dixie cup. Up to my house, I've got something you've never seen. I got wise to myself and built me a loving machine. Well, it will love you all day. If you feel run down, you don't have to worry. Run all over town. When my machine finishes, that ain't all. Out comes a bottle of honey called. Up to my house, try my loving machine. Well, after 24 hours, you'll know just what I mean.